How did your mom react? Because because Sue seems like she works for Jimmy. She's like a head of compliance. Okay.
She just makes sure no one steals money. It's a nice fun role.
So, what happened when you showed up and you're like, "Hey, Mom, I've been streaming secretly and I have these followers."
Yeah. Well, what's interesting actually is you should encourage your kids to have hobbies and want to do these things. My mom thought it was crazy that I was talking to people on the internet, so I ended up just lying, be like, "Oh, this is a joke. I just have a friend I'm talking to every night online or on Skype or whatever." And then once I hit 10,000 subscribers, I told her, "Yeah, that was a lie. I don't have any friends. I was just making videos." And she just didn't understand it. She was just like, "What does this mean?" Yeah.
Where did the idea for all these spectacles originate from? How that the first few that really broke through? How did you guys come up with them, or how did you come up with them?
Yeah, the thing is, like, for people, if you want to get, like, hypothetically 100 million views on a video, the easiest way is to, like, do something cool no one's done before. And one of the first ones was I saw no one had ever counted to 100,000 in a row. So I was just like, I'll just count to 100,000.
I watched that video for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's
It's more than normal. It's 40 hours long, but the retention's 2 minutes. So
Yeah. I was like, wow. And you look like, how old are you in that,
competed on that
15
video,
years
by the
old
way.
or
I
something?
was like 18, yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, so I just started because I didn't have money, so I just
How
started
many
with,
views does that have?
I think that one's like 30 million. Yeah, just me counting. But it's like, it's funny because it's like, look at this idiot. He counted to 100,000.
How much money has it made?
That one? I don't know.
Ballpark. What do you think?
I mean, most videos probably have like $5 RPM, so 150 grand.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Okay, so you launch this thing, and then it starts to go, and then how do you scale the ideas? Because it does become a bit of a hamster wheel. Like, how do I one-up myself? And do you always feel this pressure to have to one-up yourself from
Yeah.
the last video, literally?
Yeah, well, essentially, obviously, I've just been doing this for 14 years. And also, you said 10,000 hours. I think people should change that saying to 10,000 days. And I'm almost at my halfway point to 10,000 days. I think that's how people should start looking at things. Because to be honest, 10,000 hours is pretty easy. What is that, like 10 hours a day for 3 years? That's just a random thing. But yeah, I don't know. We would get 100,000 views on a video, take the money, do another video, get 150,000, and I've just kind of reinvested the money for 14 years. And even to this day, whatever I make, I just spend it the next month on content, and the videos have just progressively gotten bigger and bigger, and it's gone from me counting to 100,000 to seeing what happens if you put a Lamborghini in the world's largest shredder, just random things,
Well, you also seem to have some pretty good judgment where maybe some of your contemporaries don't. We've seen that need to get the next view lead to people doing increasingly dangerous stunts like this, taking a Model X over some hill. I think Dobrik did that. Some other person was swinging somebody on a crane. Maybe you could talk a little bit about restraint and understanding, like, hey, even though this is going to get a lot of views, and maybe some of your contemporaries, I won't give the specific names of people, but they've done some really idiotic things and gotten hurt.
Yeah.
So how do you know when a conversation, and some of these ideas kind of maybe go over the line?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the obvious answer is common sense. So.
Great, okay. Next question.
But no. But the thing is, like, obviously, there's a lot of things people do that they know will get views because of outrage, and it's just easy to do.
Yes.
But, if you're trying to build a long-term brand, you don't want to just constantly piss people off just to get attention. Like, eventually it stops working. So the real answer is you just got to not go, what is the easiest way to get views? What do people actually want to watch that, isn't just going to get views because they're angry, essentially.
Got it.
You have, in Greenville, North Carolina, you basically have your own college campus.
Yeah.
It's like buildings, lots, studios, all these young people dynamically running around doing all this stuff. I mean, when I saw it, I was like, this is a tech startup. It felt like Facebook circa 2006, except it's in Greenville. Why did you think you could pull this off there?
Yeah, well, the thing is, as you scale up, you're not really, especially when you're in your young 20s, you're just kind of doing whatever you got to do to keep up with growing and making the videos. So you just kind of blink and 10 goes to 20 employees to 50 to 100. And
How do you get people to go there? Like, what is it that you're giving them
yeah.
where they would leave New York or LA and whatever their job is to try to do this with you?
Yeah, that's the hard part. I'm still trying to figure it out. Most people, it's a lot of convincing, to be honest. I would highly recommend you don't build a company in a middle of nowhere woods in North Carolina city like ours. Most people don't want to live there. So usually it's just like people who their job is kind of their life and they're very passionate about what they do. So it's like, we provide you a cool job where one day you get to bury me alive, the next you get to, figure out how to send me to space or whatever. But the real answer is you just got to find people where work is their life, and so they don't care. But anyone who does, they hate it.
Well, that's actually a feature in some ways, right?
Yeah.
Which is how Silicon Valley used to work, by the way.
This is what I was going to say. How do you recruit for that? And what do you do when you find out that there are people that, want work-life balance and don't want to do the level, aren't willing to commit the way you're willing to commit?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's the part I'm still trying to figure out, to be 100% honest. I think at some point I just got to move out of the middle of nowhere in North Carolina. Don't recommend it. Building a big company in a small city.
How many employees do you have now?
They're around 250.
So you consider maybe moving it to Los Angeles or something to be closer to Hollywood?
No, but just like somewhere where it's like a decent-sized city would probably be more optimal. One that has an airport would be nice.
Okay, sure.